This will be a review of what you should do before you become nearsighted. Before you go from positive refraction, 2020, to negative refractive state, or 2040. It means personal control. It means you know what's important in your life and you're willing to take prevention responsibility by making measurements yourself, not as an optometrist, but as an engineer who can accurately measure their refractive state using the conventional Snellen and test lenses as I'm now doing it. Kids have terrible habits, and the parents would have to fix that terrible habit if prevention were to exist. And kids don't take instruction, and they don't do anything, and they make themselves myopic with their habit. So all this comes about because of Jacob Rafelson, who tried to help people, and any optometrist who tries to help fails because a person won't make his own refractive state measurements. And here I'm talking to engineers who design control systems, no one else. I expect an engineer could change his refractive state from slight negative to positive. After it gets positive, he has to keep on wearing the plus lens to develop a buffer, meaning he can read the 20/20 line through a plus 1/2 diopter lens. Now I've been using plus for 18 years. As soon as I got to 20/20, keep on doing it. Get rid of the close work with plus. So, subscriber test asked questions about Dr. Claude Valente, who I do not know. The doctors who I do know and have the right idea are Antonio Medina, who recognized this problem of close work, and his kids. So he started them wearing a plus lens when the refractive state was positive, and they kept their 20/20. And Rupa Wong, who's not a theoretical person, but she's very wise about the experimental data that shows what will happen if you start wearing a minus lens to fix myopia. My uncle was a medical doctor, greatly respected. But even I realized that prevention was beyond his capability. And it works this way because doctors are taught how to fix you with a minus lens. And then you leave and you're out of their mind. And they don't have the responsibility. That's why I must take responsibility by making objective measurements of my refractive state personally. Because if I don't, nothing happens. I mean, nothing. This is a large responsibility. I consider the study of the eye or the prevention I conduct on myself to be engineering science, not medicine. And that's why I don't call a positive or negative refractive state a medical error. Nor do you use the word emmetropia. Anybody who does that, uses that word, thinks all eyes are bad cameras, and you fix it with a lens. Very limited. So I could see a scientific engineering project with engineers who still had positive refraction and some who change from plus to minus by personal measurement. It takes maybe a month to learn how to make accurate refractive state measurements the way I'm doing it. Of course, no one medical will let you do that. They say they must make all measurements. I say that's a terrible mistake because they don't make accurate measurements. So it's either you make the measurement yourself or there will never be any prevention in this world that works. So that is where we stand. I'm a theoretical person. I see eyes who never did any schoolwork, Eskimos. And as Frank Young mentioned, they all have 20/20 vision. They all have positive refractive states. But as soon as you have 12 years of school, all of a sudden the refractive states change from plus to minus. And that is how you wind up with Eskimos, 85%, with a negative refractive state if they measured themselves. Unfortunately, I don't see optometrists really helping you, me, or anyone. And because you're a patient, once you're considered a patient, you're considered an ignorant person who can't understand anything, can't take advice, and won't make any measurements, nor take prevention seriously. And so I'll get that a lot. When they say, I'm nearsighted, I need a doctor to fix you. Fine, get a doctor, you'll get a strong minus lens, and you'll lose your vision steadily and permanently, because a minus lens doesn't fix anything. It's a misconception, very deep, but if you try arguing about it, they'll tell you don't know anything, and you're not medical, and get lost. That's the medical mind. And I say that not the medical doctor, tends to be optometrists. And the public's ignorance is so vast and total that I don't expect an optometrist will ever do anything for me except argue with me. They don't even help their own children with prevention when their refractive state is positive. If they ever change their mind in that sense, they can help their own children, like Antonio Medina and Rupa Wong. But the public's not interested. They don't want that. You'll get the remark, oh, you want me to wear glasses so I don't have to wear glasses. That's why you won't get any help. It takes a very inquisitive mind to work your way through this. And nobody in medicine will help you. They'll talk down to you. They'll insult you in many ways. And the only person who's actually doing prevention correctly is Rupa Wong, who keeps their eyes 20 inches off the page, plays tennis. When they have 20/20, positive refractive state, they could personally measure their refractive state directly, which is the only right way. And they'd see it was positive. Some of this goes to my immediate relatives who I'm sure are either bored or say, I don't understand what my uncle is talking about, or I don't see why I have to do anything. Oh, my heredity is such that I won't become myopic. And oh, I don't want to make any measurements. I don't want to learn how to do that. And they're lucky. They didn't do the nose on the page reading that some kids do. And the optometrist is saying, I can't, it's not my job. Medical person, it's not my job. If you want prevention, you're going to have to learn science, make accurate refractive measurements, and start prevention before you get down to 20/60. Is that difficult? Of course it is. Anything that's intellectual takes real understanding of the eye's behavior, is beyond the ability of anyone medical to do anything about it. So yes, I could see a medical engineering scientific study where each man understands all eyes are dynamic systems, and they would implement their own prevention by making accurate refractive measurements themselves. And this will be long-term. They talk about slowing it down. I talk about getting out of it while it is still reasonably possible 20/40. And long-term, as long as you're in college, Once you get back to 2020, you still have to wear the plus lens and monitor your Snellen to get your refractive state to be measured positive yourself. A retinoscope ignores accommodation system totally. They don't want it there. They will try to paralyze accommodation because they do not understand it or the reason for accommodation or how it works even. So before you do anything, make sure you have a goal in life that includes lifetime prevention with personal measurement. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere or become successful with prevention. Please add your own commentary, and thank you very much.